Joe Budden, and we're gonna start this off this way because we already know all the motherfuckers coming up is gonna say, "Oh, y'all hating on Joe Budden. Oh, y'all hating on Joe Budden." I fuck with Joe Budden. He's somebody that inspired us to start the podcast. But all right, welcome everybody to the Double R podcast.
Real response. He meant real response. Nobody ain't gonna know what double R is yet, man.
That's facts. That's facts. Real response podcast. Our focus, you know what I'm saying, is to speak for the voiceless. Everybody in the comments that's spitting out real facts, because you got to sit back and look at all these media outlets, say some bullshit just because it's the popular opinion. We come to rip their shit and expose them for all their little BS. You know what I'm saying? We're going to speak for everybody that ain't being heard.
I've been waiting to attack. Let's get to our first victim.
Who was that?
Joe Budden.
All right. Hey, Joe Budden, and we're going to start this off this way because we already know all the motherfuckers coming up is gonna say, "Oh, y'all hating on Joe Budden. Oh, y'all hating on Joe Budden." I fuck with Joe Budden. He's somebody that inspired us to start the podcast, but that motherfucker be saying a lot of bullshit and he gets away with it and nobody addresses him. And the shit that was pissing me off the most is the shit with Troy Ave. He always plays this little game where he says, "Oh, like this. Say it's a real street rapper, you know what I'm saying? You know, on the street, you know he out there doing this shit. Joe Budden always plays this little card. Oh, I ain't gonna speak on him. I don't want to speak on that. That's street shit. And y'all know I ain't from the streets." But then he pick and choose when he wants to speak. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a lot of shit going on in New York where a lot of people was against Troy Ave just because Taxstone was more popular, I guess. So a lot of media motherfuckers want to get out there and create this narrative that Troy Ave is the snitch. Exactly.
If you don't know the story of Taxstone and Troy Ave, is Troy Ave in the club, Taxstone was in the club, they was all in the club together. Troy Ave, best friend, got shot, got killed.
But what initiated that?
What was
the start?
Was Taxstone and Troy Ave's beef.
Somebody pulled out a gun because they were scared to fight.
Somebody pulls out the gun because they're scared to fight. Right?
Hey, and
Troy Ave ends up getting the gun and defending himself. You know, now everybody's turning this around as he's turning into a snitch because what he said on his one song, "Middle finger to the stand."
Middle finger from the stand.
From the stand.
The thing a lot of motherfuckers don't want to address, even Joe Budden in his podcast, is that Taxstone approved his lawyer to write a letter basically labeling Troy Ave the bad guy. And that letter, which no matter what you guys think, that shit, it works a certain way. No matter if you got a paid lawyer or a public defender, they not going to proceed with doing things, especially somebody with a status, without your approval. So a lot of motherfuckers want to say, "Oh no, that was his lawyer that wrote the letter. He had nothing to do with it." He signed off on that letter. True. And that letter was marking Troy Ave as the bad guy, saying that he should get bail, Taxstone, instead of Troy Ave. But if y'all recall, when when Troy Ave got booked and he was the one fighting the case, they put the murder on him, the murder of his best friend / bodyguard. The gun, you know what I'm saying, and like attempted murder. And y'all had this shit going around that he was shooting himself. All this crazy stuff. Him and his lawyer did what they did, got bail, without ever mentioning Taxstone's name. But Taxstone had to mention his name via his lawyer attempting to get bail. And everybody from Charlemagne the God on the Breakfast Club, you know what I'm saying, don't want to speak on that matter. Whenever Troy Ave comes to the podcast, the morning show, he always makes sure he's not there. It's probably been 2 that aired since all this happened. Oh, and I can't be there. You know, this is my friend, and I can't interview Troy Ave. Facts, right?
Facts.
So my thing is that when they speak about this whole situation, they just need to put everybody on the forefront that belongs on the forefront. You can't say Troy Ave a snitch because he put a bar in a song that said "middle finger from the stand" when we got actual proof from a guy writing a letter and approving it with his lawyer.
And that's what we all be saying. If you speaking of the streets, you need something in black and white, which Taxstone showed.
Exactly. How many times when there's other people, they quick to say, "Oh, no, I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't seen no black and white street code." And the thing is, Maul says that shit all the time on the podcast. I can't just call nobody a snitch. unless, I see black and white. That's how the street work. Basically, penitentiary rules in effect.
It's all over the internet of Tax Tone and his lawyer, showing the paperwork of what Troy Ave did. It's on just one song of Troy Ave just saying he just took the stand. And the only reason why he said that is because everybody was saying that he was snitching. So that was the only reason why he says that. And what happens? Anything people say, it sells records. So, hey, Troy Ave just went with the way how you do it in the record label. It sells records. So why not just go with what everybody's saying? Knowing he hasn't took no stand, hasn't took anything at all.
It's like, fuck it, let's just troll the internet since that's what they doing. And that's what he touched on that on the Noriega podcast on Dream Champs, because Noriega asked him, why did he say that? And that's when he touched on it and said, hey, shit, before I came home, they already saying this Troy Ave, that Troy Ave, he telling. So he went ahead and just barred it up and threw it out there. And they ran with that. Still, while not ever speaking of Troy Ave and Tax Stone and the paperwork they got on Tax Stone. And the whole thing is that, like he said on the Dream Chance podcast, how can I snitch on something that's already out there?
True.
If Tax Stone homeboys already snitched on, they traveled the gun from Florida, right? They already told on him. He tried to deny it until they got their resource back from
DNA,
being a fingerprinted,
all the results,
all on the clip, and that's when he copped out. So at what point, do motherfuckers just say what it is? If a dude already damn near told himself, you brought the gun in, so somehow you brought the gun in, passed it to your enemy, and he shot everybody, nah, motherfuckers need to stop with the bullshit.
Give people the real response like y'all give everybody else y'all not kind of scared of, or y'all feel like nothing is going to happen, even though nothing's probably going to happen, but give everybody your real response of what you do with everybody else. Don't pick and choose of who you're going to pick because you're probably scared of the consequences, but let's be real.
Or not even that. It's all about the machine. They know that Troy Ave is independent, so there's no machine that gets behind them that could hurt anybody else's, popularity level. Yeah. So,
but what you guys don't want to say is, what you guys know is, if we're going with the streets, Tax Tone is snitching.
And then, all right, and this is the scenario I'll put out there, and we'll end it on this note. All right. And mind you, remember, they basically trying to say Troy Ave did it. So keep that in mind when I tell you this scenario. So say we out in the bar. We drinking, we chilling, Some dude feel like his girl just eyeballing another guy. So he just pull up and he punched the guy. You hop up, you defend yourself. Cops get called. He tell the cops he was defending himself from you. Self-defense. You punched him first. True. Knowing the facts that he was just butthurt because his girl was doing her thing and he swung on you. So when the cops come say, oh, he already told me that you swung first and he only started defending himself. So what you gonna do? Stay there, not say nothing?
Yeah, what are you gonna say?
And just be like, hey, yeah, you right, cops. He punched me first. Take me to jail. Or now you just gonna speak your truth.
Yeah, you're gonna go into defense mode.
Exactly.
Every human being does go into defense mode.
And the whole thing is, that's not the concept of snitching. Everybody got that all confused when motherfuckers think if you just speaking something, that's snitching. Snitching is only really based around you doing criminal activity with your people. You guys get booked, get caught up, and now basically what 6ix9ine is doing. You
don't want to face the charges.
Exactly. You don't want to face the charges, so now you start ratting on everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's snitching. Point blank period. That's snitching.
That's the same thing with Tekashi 6ix9ine doing, pointing. You
can say it, pointing. All right, and there's another thing too, because Joe Budden and Ebro been on this like full-blown bullshit.
Keep it real, Joe.
He does most of the time.
Yeah, I know.
Most of the time he does.
With the Tax Tone situation, keep it real, Joe.
Yeah. And there's another little bullshit Ebro and Joe Budden running around trying to put out in the air is that 6ix9ine was a rat. No, not a rat. He was a plant from the jump. I guess from the time that he caught his little underage sex case, that he was a plant. That shit sounds so stupid.
I
think it's just so.
Maybe I think they saying industry plant.
No. How? We talking about?
Nah.
They speak about industry plants, but we're not talking. They're not talking about that. And he just had an interview today with Cass, and he was talking about that. They're labeling him. They're basically trying to say that he was already on the cops' payroll since he caught that case that was 2 years ago. That shit sounds stupid. And nobody else in the media is calling him out for that dumbass shit. And just think about it. How the fuck could you be on a payroll with the cops and you run around New York doing all type of illegal shit?
And you scared of the FBI.
But even besides that, how the fuck? Listen,
He said he was scared of the FBI. He said one thing I'm scared of.
Hand to the Bible. But look, how the fuck could you put a hit out? He put a hit out on Sosa, and I think his cousin or just Sosa. So you trying to tell me you on the payroll with the cops, but you could put a hit out on people?
You trying to tell me you going to court telling on everything you doing? Like, the cops should already know everything you doing, so why are you just going to go tell on everything you doing already?
But even just think about this shit, and this is just real. This is just realistic shit. There's no way you could be on the payroll with the cops as an informant, and able to still run through New York doing illegal shit.
True.
They get into some shooting inside the Barclays. They had the little robbery where the house got robbed, and they found the AR in the backpack from the robbery.
He was with the cops though in Chicago.
Yeah, but that's true. But that was just because he was doing this little fraud shit. You know what I'm saying?
Payroll.
But but the thing is this is like they have these bigger platforms and they say a bunch of bullshit. They just get on here saying bullshit, throwing it out, and then you got the fanboys that go ahead and just side with them and keep running with it without using no common sense to the matter. There's no way you're not on the payroll of the cops calling hits and doing illegal shit. And then the excuse is, oh no, he's with the cops. They're letting him do illegal stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. They let him put a hit out on the guy. Mm-hmm. Let Crippy or whatever the guy was go over there and shoot them or shoot at him at the hotel. The cops let him do that.
They basically let somebody who's paying them get their ass whooped and kidnapped and jury took from his own homeboys. Yeah. So why would you let somebody on your payroll get their ass whooped and almost killed?
And kidnapped and jury stolen. But he's on the payroll of the cops. This is what we going with. Man. This is what we going with. The shit not making no sense.
You guys gotta use your common sense, man.
Yeah, they had these bigger platforms, and it's like on their little road, they just like lost that little brain cell that was common sense.
He always got a problem with somebody. He got a problem with a young kid, anything. So 6ix9ine, he was ready for that. Yeah. I remember like him and 50 beefing over that a long time ago.
And then you got all these people, you know what I'm saying? And it's some media people, but it's more so the little fucking suburban kids in the YouTube comment section. Oh, they fucked his baby mama. Oh, they were gonna kill him. He has a right to snitch. They're out here throwing out these justifications that they think give you the right to snitch, but they're suburban kids, so they're not gonna know.
Yeah, suburban kids. You guys do have you guys can snitch. You guys can snitch on. You guys can tattletale. You guys can do anything you want to because that's your lane. 6ix9ine. That was probably his lane before.
Tax-paying citizens, y'all can tell.
Gang, and he got on and with that rainbow shit.
He signed up.
He signed up, and once he signed up, thinking he's gang, and I remember one time he was in Jersey with all of his niggas, saying fuck everybody, fuck the whole gang.
I missed that one.
No, I remember, he was in Jersey. He was sitting there, he was rubbing a poodle or something, saying fuck Chief Keef, fuck everybody.
Okay, I thought you said he was dissing Jersey.
But you could just tell by the volume people knew like, this dude right here, he's
ain't really with none of that.
But they should have spoke on that. That's kind of Treyway's fault that they kind of ended up in the position they kind of in. Cause
that's why some on the Hot 97 interview today, what's his name? The buff dude that Casanova. He said something today that was actually truth, that there's no one to blame but them guys. Like, he don't feel sorry for him. True. Which I don't feel sorry for him. I still don't condone the little shit 6ix9ine doing, but I don't feel sorry for him because if he wasn't built like that. Yeah. He was cut from a different cloth. He was a Crip like 6 months
I think
prior.
It's about the money thing. I think about
it was,
I think about
but it could be about the money without having to let that guy into the business side. That's what I'm saying. They involved him on shit. There was a robbery that they let him record, and he sent it like DJ Academics.
Well, that's him and Academics. They best friends. Why not?
That's not what I'm arguing. I'm talking about the fact that they're letting him in on the shit they're doing, so there's no one to blame when you
when
get
there's a lot of
busted
money
at the end
coming
of the
in,
day.
you don't really probably care, just probably don't care what the kid is doing as long as just keep giving my money.
There's no way. Money's good. Money is great, but I wouldn't trade it for 15 years locked up. And Fed time is like 85% you doing nothing. There's no like good time behavior get you out of halftime.
No, you gotta tell.
And Shotty not doing that,
Shotty
So
ain't telling,
basically, he gonna have to knock out those whole 15 years. That's all the time he gonna have to knock out before he gets out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? No one's to blame but him about that.
6ix9ine will be back home selling records, doing what he can do, and probably lying about his records, doing anything he can just say.
It's like, what could he even come out and rap about?
He gonna get out and still say the same thing. I don't think he's gonna say gang, but
if y'all tap into that bullshit, they fucking hip hop up.
Whatever they said, I said what I said.
Oh, he for sure gonna come out and say that.
And they can suck my dick. That's all he's gonna say.
And all the little suburban kids gonna be like, "See, he's the toughest guy. He didn't get motherfucking witness protection."
But how I thought about it is, shit. All these gangsters, the tough gangsters. Kevin Gates said it a long time ago. All the tough gangsters everybody look up to told.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, but the ones that they look up to, like Frank Lucas. Who else he was talking about? Mainly Frank Lucas, American Gangster.
Who's looking up to this guy?
Who? They honestly made a whole damn movie article about it.
Well, they gonna make movie because that's all about money. But I'm saying when it comes to the industry, who's looking up to Frank Lucas?
Nobody. But listen, I'm just saying the perception it gives to the kids that watches it. Now 6ix9ine is still giving the okay. So if American Gangster showed that it was okay to snitch, and 6ix9ine does it, what do you think everybody's gonna think? It's okay to tell. That's what everybody's gonna say.
And I think that's the perception they're trying to give to hip hop is by letting this guy go without doing no real time. But the year it took for him to fight, wait till it was time to take the stand.
He don't need none of that. He gonna still sell.
I'm hoping they give him time, and I don't even wish jail on nobody. But no. Because think about this. You got to think about this. This is what they're doing. They're creating this narrative to the new suburban kids. You suburban kids, this is what they're telling you: go commit crime, go do anything illegal, and as soon as you get caught, just tell on your people. We'll let you out. So what do you think that's gonna do? If anything, that's gonna raise the crime rate. Because now you're gonna have all these other motherfuckers that's ready to tell. But they're going to take the chance to get the money or whatever shit they're involved in because they know I'm just going to give names up as soon as I get busted.
Yeah, and they're going to come home.
So that's nasty that they even creating that narrative. If anything, they should get that boy 10 years. Let him do his time. You was telling me something about Drake today. Drake and his dad. What's up with that? You think, is Drake lying for record sales?
I don't think Drake lying for no record sales. I think his dad probably got some Alzheimer's or just tripping. Listen.
Drake's been rich for like, I don't know, 10 years? Okay, no. I'm saying when he broke into the hip hop scene. Yeah. About 10 years, at the least. I'm going to assume. Because what are we, 2019? I got out of jail in 2009, and he was out. Yeah. So it's been at least 10 years. So you're trying to tell me all these mixtapes and albums he's been dropping, he's been spoke about how, and successful. Didn't he say something about how his mom was crying tears on his shirt or something because the dad? Yeah. All right, so this is 10 years in the making, and now the dad.
I cried too. Yeah, I remember.
Exactly. So you're trying to tell me 10 years later, finally the dad has something to say. I've been in your life all this time, little guy. Right after he drops a single like he's a fucking rapper. I don't believe it. I don't.
Well,
I don't.
You don't never know what these. No disrespect, but these old heads try to do for record sales. You never know what they try to do for record sales.
I don't know if I'm considering Drake an old head.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about the pops.
Just yet. Oh.
I'm talking about the pops.
Pops old head. First single just dropped last week. He already labeled the old head.
I feel what Drake says he never lied in no track. I don't think he lied about anything. If his dad wasn't there, then his dad wasn't there. But there's a lot of people that lie in tracks.
And I think Drake's one of them.
Okay.
He's probably your favorite rapper, and this is why.
He's not my favorite rapper.
I'm just saying, but because this is too many years for this to topic right now. As soon as I drop a single, I go on a fucking some
Say
interviews.
Drake
I'm trying to
been lying all
promote
about
something
his
basically
raps.
because I'm running through from interview to interview, and all of a sudden I want to say, yeah, I've been in my son's life all this time. He's just lying.
I don't get how you been in your son's life all this time, but your ass been in Memphis and your son in Canada. I ain't never seen Drake Daddy until now. I still think this shit is fake.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm talking
This
about
is
the whole daddy.
bogus. Oh, that's not his dad? What are you saying?
Basically, that's not his daddy.
He was at the radio station dripped in OVO,
Don't matter.
but he's beefing with his son. Dripped in OVO.
He probably
OVO from head to toe.
not Drake Daddy.
Just like his dad could have said, like, "Oh, son, why you keep riding me like that? You know, I'm trying to be an artist. They gonna look at me wrong." And then here go Drake. Brain moving. Hey, pops, go on a radio station right after your single. Tell them I'm just tripping. I'ma diss you. Here we come. Album right after. Like I said,
Like father, like son. I don't think that's not gonna
exactly.
work like that.
So that's what I'm saying. We'll see if Drake drops a single. I'm not even gonna say album. If he drops a single in the next month, I'm right.
Won't be the truth.
If he drops a
Because
single
you saying every
this
single
month,
thing, every
if
single
he drops
thing
a
won't be the
single this
truth.
month, every single thing
That
I said
does
was
not
true.
count
This shit
because
was an
Drake drops
orchestrated
every December.
plan by
No.
Drake.
Drake drops
Orchestrated.
every October. Drake drops every October. October's very own. When it comes October, we know what we about to receive. We about to receive some good ass music.
So what did he
How? When I'm not saying that. I'm not.
Exactly. He's a stan, you guys. He's not even a fan. He's a stan, and he's trying to create whatever he can create to make it seem like this stunt with Drake is authentic and it's not for publicity. When you're a stan, you
Drake didn't
just
have a
make
daddy.
shit up. Man,
He's like,
if
whoa.
I haven't met a stan, god
We gonna see,
damn.
because I believe Drake raps. I don't never think he lied in the damn rap.
You don't. What the? Hold on. So Drake, this was Charlemagne issue with Drake for a super long time. Even in Drake's song called Headlines, he spoke about this. Do you remember that song?
Yes, I do.
You remember the things that
Yes,
Drake
he
is
was
saying in
saying.
that song?
Please don't do it. Please don't do it.
Because
Yeah.
what? He's gonna cut somebody.
If one, if one of us go
He's
in,
gonna kill somebody. Like
yeah,
he,
you know, he's basically saying that. But come on, man, you know what rappers, you know what he means by that.
I'm not. That's not what I'm disputing. You just said I'm a stan. Drake
But how
doesn't
do you-
lie in any of his songs.
No,
That's what
I'm
you
not
just-
saying.
That's what you're
I'm
telling
not
me.
saying that. But how do you know if this man won't? I want.
Drake ain't gonna kill nobody. He couldn't even get the dude back that put him in a wheelchair. Exactly. Shout out to all the viewers that tapped in and checked out the episode. Even if you stayed for a couple of minutes, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate that. We want to push this podcast to the next level, but we need to support all the viewers. So hit that sub button, hit the bell next to it, and tune in every week for a new episode. There we go. And actually, that makes me remember, we got a segment we'll be introducing next week called Airhead Statement of the Week. So any podcaster, any artist, any motherfucker that's just stupid and they throw out this airhead ass statement, we snatching it up and we're going to be on your head and you'll be on the next episode. Holla at you guys. Have a good weekend.